Hello, Open Table family from all around the world. We're here again in front of your screen with another episode of the Open Table. And as always, I am here with my ladies. This is
Osas.
and
Okay.
and my name is Izo. So we bring to you another topic that is reverberating and interesting. And today's topic, we've touched a bit in one of our old videos, but you see it at this corner. But we want to really dive deep and explain it even more. And that's the conversation around sex education. So whose role is it? Is it for the parents? Especially we're talking about children now. Is it for the parents to be the one to do the education or the school? So stay close to your phone, your TV, however you view us. It's going to be an amazing episode. Don't go anywhere. We'll discuss it. We will delve deep into it. And please comment, like, and share. And if you've been watching us, like I know some of you are, and you have not subscribed yet, I hope today will be the day you will subscribe. So let's go into it. So ladies, sex education. This is the term that everybody keeps hush hush. So first of all, do you think there should be sex education? Let me start from there.
Yes, without a doubt.
Okay. What age, and this is to you, Sas, what age should sex education be introduced as a conversation to a child?
In a family.
In a family.
Well, there are a lot of dynamics to it. There are different levels. So I think sex education should be introduced from like age 5. From age 5, as long as a child can, to an extent, comprehend beyond, I want to eat or something, maybe from age 5, 6. I'm not a child educator, but I'm a parent.
Yeah.
And I have 3 kids who are all in their late teens now. I believe from age 5, thereabout, it should be introduced in little forms, depending on the child's ability, from knowing about what to wear, how to sit, how to protect and shield themselves, their private parts and things like that. Gradual introduction based on age appropriate introduction.
Okay.
I absolutely agree with Osas. Talking about at age 5, let them understand what private part is like. Oh, okay, these are the ones that can't be touched. This is my body. You can't touch this part of my body. Even daddy, mommy can't touch. It is private. My teachers can't touch. My friends can't touch. And when anyone tries to touch, what do I do? What do you do? Then you call on mommy. Let mommy know. Let daddy know. Let your teacher or an elderly person. So I think as early as
Okay, so I'm smiling because I want to ask this. Now, in communicating this to the child, should you use the exact word? The exact term? Because I know people will call the penis PP or things like that. Do you want to use the exact term?
Yeah. Okay, for my older kids, I remember then.
No, for the 5-year-old.
Yeah, I wasn't using, at that age then, for my 2, like at 10, we weren't using the real exact word, like where there was a term for it. Like, we call it kokoro. But now, I think at this age, I have a 4-year-old. So when he's 5, even now when I'm talking to him, like I use cover up. Maybe at times when he's trying to change his panties, I tell him cover up your penis. Like I have never used the term, but I think I'm in that position, or I believe you should use that exact term.
So I have a personal story about this. So my son, he has spent most of his life here in Canada, and when he was 2, of his own, he started calling it his tail.
A tail.
So I said, "Oh, mommy, my tail," and I left it. I was like, "Yeah, your tail," and all that. And we maintained that tail story until he was 4. And then one day I was giving him a bath, and I was like, "Bend over so I can wash your tail." And he said, "It's not a tail, mom. It's a penis." And I was shocked. I was like, who told my son he's no longer innocent? So yeah, I totally agree. But do you agree?
Personally, well, I think whatever you feel comfortable calling it, because I don't know if I'm very comfortable calling it what it is at that age. I'll be sincere and honest.
But do you want someone else to introduce that to your child? Because like in my story, my son heard it from another person.
I don't know where he heard it from. It depends on where his training might come from.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, there's age appropriate time to say some things. For the longest time, I don't think I ever called it any specific anatomical name to my kids. And even up till now, maybe now I might, because they're all teens and all that. I can't remember when I started even saying anything like that to them. Maybe some years back, but not before they became 10 or 11 or 12, probably. So I would call it a PP. I would call it a private part, or just, a bomb or something. But I will start saying those specific words to them at that age. Well, if biology teacher mentions it, good, introduce it gradually to them, and then I transition
into that.
But maybe because of the way I was brought up, I don't feel too comfortable. I must confess, I didn't feel, because it's past right now. Maybe if I know what I know now, probably I might do it earlier. If I hear this kind of stories of my child, however, which is a good thing, as long as he heard it from a good source, I'm comfortable with that. But if he was hearing it because there was an inappropriate introduction into it, then it will make me go haywire, and I have to now bring all the orientation into it.
But is that not too late then?
No, I don't think it's ever it's ever too late, because you can't be too early. There's no perfect parenthood, because when you now think, oh, let me do it early, you might be coming to depend on the level of introduction. I feel it's a gradual thing. Let's not be too scared that somebody will introduce them, because of that you want to give them the whole 9 years.
If you tell exactly,
I'm not talking about the name of their private part.
The extent of sex education they teach them in, I think, is it grade 7? They go
fully alive.
They go as deep, not too deep anyway, but things on a normal day as a parent you wouldn't want to teach a 7. Is it grade 7? What age are they in grade 7? From I know what you want to do is maybe body shape. They told them as much as deep voice for boys, girls can get. They went deep talking about. You can find out from the kids.
No, sure.
And so that's what I'm saying, that at that age, I don't think I want to. I've never thought about talking to my sons that deep, but when I saw the content of what the school taught them, I wasn't frowning. Like, I didn't frown it, because they are the right source, they know what to teach.
So let me ask this, because I'm listening to the both of you and I'm thinking to myself, when you came here, your kids were past that age. When you came
I think when we got here, my youngest was about just about maybe 9.
So do you think it's a cultural thing? Because even back home, even when you are old and grey, you still don't call it.
Because we're still talking about
what you call it,
parts.
We still don't call it the exact anatomical word.
Because you just feel it's too vulgar. Yes, because it's like you are trying to be vulgar. But it might not correct.
So that's what I'm asking. Is it
okay to still? It's a cultural thing, I must say, because we want to be modest. In how we call it, we want to be modest.
As adults, there are some discussions. Still, you can't sit in front of your mom and say, or your dad, and talk about. Even when you are married, they know you are married. It's this kind of cultural bringing.
It's a cultural bringing.
That brings back a thought. Like my little son now, he sees me at times and wants to touch you and say, "Oh, mommy, there was a day I don't know if he just woke up and discovered that mommy has 2 more nails. He has, mommy, your nails grew so big." He told me in the morning.
2 more? What do you mean?
He said, because my boobs navel.
Oh, jeez. I have to tell him that that's not a navel.
And I want to say navel. He still says it today. I don't even know how to now say it.
You have to
introduce it to him.
There was a day I wanted to be, what are these? He said navel. So I asked him, how many navels do you have? He said, I only have 1 navel. How many navel does Jamie? He said, I asked about the brother. I said, they have 1 navel. How many navel does mommy? I said, mommy has 3 navels.
No, you have to tell.
So what's your advice in that kind of situation?
You have to tell. Because he would say it in the public eye. And if you are there, people will wonder. So you have to. And again, in this climb, those words that we shy away from, they are not seen as vulgar.
Yeah.
So you use the word penis, you use the word breasts. Nobody says Bobby here now.
No, things like
they say it amongst us. They will say
no, there are slangs they use.
They
too.
do,
And
yes, boobs and everything.
Yeah.
But and so just for laughs, we in the South, the word TOTO is a vulgar term for vagina. And so imagine my shock when I came here and some of the sinks. If you go to some public places, the toilet sink, the brand name of the company that makes it is TOT. I was like, and then I found out that that's just a brand name. So there isn't, my point of saying this is every culture has its slang for these things. But here, at least to the best of my knowledge, I don't think people frown when you use the anatomical name to describe it.
So I think one other thing I will attribute to something like that will be that our moral upbringing somehow, because of our moral expectation or standing or level in our society back home, you talking about this private part thing, whether in a good way, bad way, it's initially frowned at, and you don't want to keep sounding, it's now considered almost vulgar. Whereas it's still your, what you call your ear, your eye, your nose, your mouth. But you talking about it in a public or in the general environment or saying it means, why are you talking like that? What are you, what are you alluding to? Now we are talking about education. We are saying it in an educative form. Is, of course, I won't say anybody will frown at it because we all did biology or what is called social science or integrated science in primary school and all that. There's a kind of science, I can't remember the name. There's a subject that is in science that teaches you about your body.
So it's integrated science. And then the topic is reproductive system.
And we are talking about secondary school.
I'm talking about
way younger, in primary school.
That's basic science.
Elementary school. So they still teach you, and I know they don't dwell on this. They teach about puberty and stuff like that. Now we're talking more about parental training in that area. Like we said from beginning, I think from 5 years of age, we should introduce it age appropriately.
Right.
If, for me, the step I would take and the way I did it was, I will use alternative names for those things. And if along the line, the child is growing older and I realize that the child is beginning to understand what the names are, particularly I'm doing a homework with you, I can see it in your textbook and all that, then I also follow suit. But I don't know if I'll be the first person to introduce those names to my child. It may be because of my moral being and I can't change
So
that.
viewers, we are passing the baton to you. What do you think? Do you want to go with the name as it sounds, or you want to use a slang? Okay. I would like you to leave a comment and tell us, how did you do it? For those that have kids, how did you mention those private parts to your kids?